Resurrection. There is no resurrection, men may cry, and yet their hearts feel what their lips deny. For all along the way they are beholding renascent miracles of life's unfolding. The lily that so lately was but earth, now risen in its glory of rebirth. And everywhere the always upward urgence, as the caterpillar's strange emergence. From close-wrapped shroud into butterfly, of matchless beauty winging toward the sky, as man himself arose through ages slowly, from forms of life the simplest and most lowly. There is a power beyond the human will. There is a voice within the heart. Be still and know that I am God. If men but hear it, they find the resurrection of the Spirit.
And now Dr. Gard will give us a story for Easter.
Well, this is a little different than the story of Easter. I do want to share with you that what would we do without Easter? I mean, if you really thought about it, and all of the holidays that we have and our life and the things that we go through, what would we do without Easter? Or what would we do without love? Can you imagine the whole planet and nobody loved? Be pretty desperate and disastrous, wouldn't it? So as these holidays appear, we need to take advantage of them and learn from them and grow from them and share them and be grateful for Easter, so that we keep these in our heart and we change and we burst out of the egg and become a better person every year. On Easter morning of March the 27th, 1921, Dr. Bussell regained his sight, our teacher who taught us the way of life as Jesus went. He said, it was 4 o'clock in the morning, and he said, after many years of blindness, you have no idea how much gratitude you have that you can see. See the beauty of the world, see the earth, see the birds, the flowers, and everything around. And he said, I had done something that was really I shouldn't have done, which caused his blindness. Overused his eyes, whatever it was, and that was why. So blessed are the eyes, for we do see. Do we really see the truth? Do we see everything that we should see, or do we see things we shouldn't see? Let's recognize that today, since this is Easter and we're growing and awakening more every year. We're changing consciousness and becoming more every year. And this is kind of like a break, for it's spring, everything bursts forth, which means we should too break forth into a new consciousness of understanding and of love and of compassion and beauty. And recognize Jesus. You know, Jesus, a doctor had mentioned many years ago in one of the sermons I read of 1950, and of course being with him was an absolute miracle itself. But in one of them he said, you know, Jesus was not very popular. And it's an interesting thing, Jesus is not very popular today. And they don't talk about him very much. In fact, they talk about him less than they used to, because people are so absorbed in what's going on out there. And the mind is, and you know, I got back from Hawaii and somebody said something about Palm Sunday and Easter is a week. I said, what? A week? Yes. I didn't realize the time had gone by that fast because I was so absorbed in other things. And that's what people do. You get so absorbed in your outside life and what's going on out there and all the money that you don't have or that you want, or you want to win the lottery or whatever, that we forget all about the holidays and how to be grateful and enjoy them and share them. Jesus, I would say, became a success. And we all want to be a success. Everybody wants to be a millionaire, or a multi-millionaire isn't enough. You want to be a multi-millionaire. And guess who was already a millionaire many, many years ago? Jesus. So what are the qualifications of being a millionaire? Well, it means that you can have what you want when you want it, that you can go where you want to go, that you can be what you want to be, that you can know what you want to know, influence people, all of these things. Have the power, have the health, He had it all. He was a millionaire. Interesting thing, if you become a millionaire, when you leave this earth, what do you take with you? You don't take it with you. So Jesus, as he became more and more, he took this with him. And that's one thing he wanted to teach you. That the more you become, the more you raise your consciousness, the more you become compassionate, the more you become kind, the more you become understanding, the more you love all, the more you are generous, the more humble you become, the more gratitude you have, the more you have gained in spirituality. The more perfect you become, the more like Jesus. And that's really what we need to do. This is our guide, this is our teacher, Jesus. Wow, you know? You tell anybody that, they say, oh, are you kidding? They don't believe, a lot of people don't believe that this is who he really was or what he really did. And people, you know, were saying, well, didn't Jesus get married? Remember asking Dr. Bassell, did Jesus get married? And he said, what difference does it make? It's the way of life that he lived. It's the teachings that he taught you. It's the principles that he taught you that we practice every day that changes our life. That's what we're here for. That's how you become a success. Interesting thing that people who are really multimillionaires have discovered that it's not a good idea to leave it to your children because the children they're not grateful. They use it the wrong way, they take advantage, they don't learn or profit by it, and sometimes it destroys them in reality. So what are they finding out? The wealthier people are suddenly saying, wait a minute, I'm not going to leave my money to my children. I worked for it, they can work for it, they can learn, they can grow. I'm going to leave it to charity. Well, this is very upsetting to the children. Gee, you know, I was really banking on them dying and leaving me all their money. Then I wouldn't have to work anymore. Not so. Not so. We're finally beginning to awaken and see what's happening. It takes time, you know. And what is time? All of you know that. Time is the unfolding of God's plan. Thank you. Spring is a new life bursting forth. Jesus' commandment was, love one another as I have loved you. He said, I came as a light unto the world, that whosoever believeth on me should not abide in darkness. And we learn that darkness is fear. Perfect love casteth out all fear. There should be none in your consciousness or in your life, or you see it, none. No trepidation, no anxiety, no doubt, no fear. When you practice the way, the principles of life, you will be far above everything that's happening out there. Jesus walked on water. You know what that means? Water is thought, understanding. If you walk on understanding, you will not sink. I want to thank everyone for coming this morning. You are all especially blessed and all especially loved. Happy Easter.